Aglio e olio pasta uses a few very simple ingredients: oil, garlics and fresh chilies. And exactly for this reason, it can be really tricky to make it creamy and delicious. And so today I'm gonna show you a few tips and tricks of the cooking process. Even though we ended up adding some fancy ingredients that purists are not gonna like, you can just ignore those steps. Getting some parsley out, it gives kind of a touch of freshness and heartiness into the pasta. The parsley has to be like really finely chopped. Obviously, for a good aglio olio, you need the green chillies, which you're gonna find here. We've got the luxury of being able to collect fresh chillies here in Calabria. Most houses are set up with you call it big garden. It's not really a garden, it's pretty much like a terrain where you can harvest like any kind of fruits and vegetables then to use into your kitchen. The fresh garlic, so obviously it's going to be one of the main actors in this very aromatic pasta. The fresh chilies, you taste them like raw to figure out if they're, spicy enough.
Very spicy.
Yeah. They're gonna also be finely chopped, but not too finely because you kind of want a little bit of texture of the chili. Because we are doing like a Calabrian style aglio e olio, so we are kind of modify the original recipe and using specific ingredients that are typical of Calabria. Tuna is widespread in the Mediterranean, so we're gonna use the tuna to make a special tartare, chopping the fresh tuna with a zest of bergamot, which is a citrus fruit that you can find in Calabria, similar to a lemon or a lime, and it's extremely aromatic. It's bitter, citrusy, and it's inedible, so it's not a fruit that you would eat, but we use the zest to give a lot of aromatic essence to the tartare of tuna. We're also going to use some black pepper as well.
Pimienta negra.
The next stage is to prepare the soffritto, and you throw in there, you throw the garlics, you throw the chilies, and also the stem of the parsley. You're gonna know when the soffritto is ready and should be removed from the heat, when you can hear the oil like sizzling. Now obviously we're gonna use like not fresh pasta, but dry pasta, but high quality dry pasta. This particular type of pasta is called scialatiello, type of pasta from Campania, like from the Naples region. Now on the pasta packaging you will see that cooking time is around 13 minutes. We're gonna leave the pasta to cook for 3 minutes only. You're going to remove the pasta when it's, like that, pretty raw and uncooked. And the pasta will finish its cooking, but inside the pan with the soffritto rather than just in the pasta water. Now we actually decided to throw the soffritto and the pasta back into the pot simply because our pan wasn't large enough for the quantity of pasta we made. This is the step where we are gonna create the cream of this aglio e olio, using a lot of that pasta water that contains lots of starch. And so you can see the large pot and they are starting to stir already. Something that needs to be done continuously, and you can see almost like this kind of pure cream forming. There's no like chemical compounds in there like powders and stuff. That's just the cooking pasta water, which is kind of meshing with the starch from the pasta and the olive oil, very flavorful of garlic, of olive oil and parsley, kind of green liquid. It's the process of making the cream of pasta, and it's a process that can almost be followed for any type of pasta really. Using the starch from the pasta and whatever kind of seasoning you're using for your pasta, you create the cream. If it's too thick, you can add some more pasta water. If it's not that spicy, you can add some more chilies. If you need some more parsley flavor, you add some more parsley.
Io metterei un po' di pizzico di prezzemolo in più quando è fresco.
But you can see already that in terms of creaminess, we are reaching a really satisfying point.
Guarda che cremosità, signori.
They call this process of creating the cream, stressing the pasta starch. Constant stirring for the ultimate creamy effect.
Cosa si fa? Olio crudo e scorza di bergamotto come se non finissi.
This is homemade olive oil, and we use Sprite bottles to store them because, why not? Just to give a little bit of freshness of olive oil.
Guarda come l'olio esalta i sapori e i colori.
A special gripper is used to twist the pasta for the purpose of serving it into the dishes. And after you put this portion of pasta into the dish, then it's cream time. And finally, the tuna tartare goes on the top. It's a beautiful valzer of pasta.
Andre, qua. Allora, devo fare altre due, giusto?
It's extremely flavorful. The whole kitchen smells of garlic, parsley. Obviously, I'm gonna put some more fresh chili myself because I like it extra spicy. And we are ready indeed to try this beautiful pasta. Just a small portion. I think this could be like 50-70 grams. I'm gonna try to get on this first bite. Obviously, using a spoon, some of this pasta and some of the fresh chili and some of the tuna as well. I'm using the spoon to perfectly twist the pasta. It's a skill that you will kind of need to practice, but yeah, wait. This is actually the first time I have pasta with the flavor of bergamot. Last minute invention of the chef. Removing the pasta after 3 minutes, you may think, oh, it's just gonna come like too hard to chew and stuff, but I said it's been cooking in that oil anyway, so you'll end up having like a al dente pasta. The peppery, chunky bits of fresh tuna in there. Obviously, it's a modified version of the aglio olio. This is obviously not the original kind of thing, but it's still very loyal to the original recipe because most of the flavor that comes from this pasta is actually that of the garlic and the chili. We have got this kind of undertone of citrusy from the bergamot, and then the bits of tuna in there. There's no way I'm gonna leave anything of this beautiful spicy and garlicky sauce. Thank you, my friend. I hope you liked this wonderful pasta, not like my grandma who chose to eat her own tomato pasta, and I'll see you in the next video.